Hi Leo, welcome to MoonDaughter Esoterica. This is your weekly reading for the week of September 2nd through September 8th, 2018. I do want to apologize for missing a couple of weeks. If you're anywhere along the Gulf Coast of the United States, you understand the term red tide. The sore throat, the inability to talk, the wheezing, the watery eyes got me pretty bad this year, so I am feeling better now. It seems to be easing up where I'm at, so I do appreciate your patience with me. This week I'm going to be changing the format of the reading up a little bit, and I would love to hear your opinion on that. You can leave that in the comment section or join me over on Facebook. I'm going to be putting up a poll over there too to see what you like best. And so this week the format is going to be pulling a card for light, for shadow, for love, for money, and then we're going to pull an inspiration card to see what's going to tie it all in and get us through the week. And of course, if you'd like a personal reading with me, I would love to do that for you. You can contact me through either my website or, again, like and follow me on Facebook. Every Wednesday night on Facebook from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I am live, and I would love to see you in chat, maybe pull a couple cards for you, and get to know y'all a little bit better. So Leo, let's get started on this week's card. The first card I'm pulling. Wow, words, they would be cool to use. The first card I'm pulling for you is your light card, and that's how to really stand in your light, stand in your power, and live the best life possible. And this week you have creative writing with Archangel Gabriel. And of course, Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication. So being able to express yourself in a creative way through writing, this could be songs, this could be poetry, this could be a blog, this could be a personal journal. And if you're not much of a writer, you can also use this, say, drawing things, painting things, using some sort of physical hand manipulation to get your creativity and out and to express yourself. And I feel like, Leo, for you this week, whatever you do with this is really going to put your energy into that. So it's a way of also communicating with yourself, with your spirit guides, with your team, and with the environment around you. Even if you don't necessarily let people read what you write, I feel there is an energetic shift, an energetic component to this. So it's super important that you do that. Let's take a look at your shadow card now. Now, the shadow doesn't always have to be bad. It's just something hidden, almost like a program on your computer running in the background. You're not really aware. It doesn't affect your user experience. For me, that's what shadow is. And so we'll look at what's underneath the surface for you, Leo, and maybe controlling your thoughts, feelings, emotions, or behaviors for the week. Usually shadow is coming up to clear. So I think that's where a lot of people get the negative aspect to it. I don't believe that it's necessarily negative. If it's something that's in there, if it's short-circuiting the way we're living, it's coming up to clear. And for you this week, Leo, you have truth. And so you really want to look at your own relationship with truth. How you respond to people around you when they're being truthful and authentic and when they're not. And what buttons that pushes within you. Also within yourself. If you're not being completely honest with yourself or others, see how that feels. A lot of times this will be within your body. So you might get a tight throat, you might get a stomach ache, the hairs on your arms may stand up, but you're really being asked to look within and see where truth influences your life or lack of truth influences your life. And this could also be looking at times where you felt like you couldn't necessarily stand in your truth. And with this creative writing, it may be you're not able to speak your truth. You're not comfortable with putting out there your thoughts, feelings, emotions for everyone to hear. And so being able to write those things down will help shift that for you, will bring those things to the surface, negative or positive, and shine light on them so that if it is in a negative space, if it is something you want to eliminate, that it's in the light and you can clear it very easily. So let's take a look at love and money for you this week, Leo. And I'm shuffling my cards underneath the desk today so that the microphone doesn't pick up on it. If you're listening to headphones, that can be quite painful, and I'm trying to make it a good experience for you. So we'll take a look at love and money for Leo. Okay, so for love, we have Queen of Swords. And Queen of Swords may be a person. This person would be very receptive. And swords are air, air is logic. So, in a mental capacity, this could be someone coming into your life that is very intellectual and receptive to new ideas. Maybe not the warmest as far as being able to express emotions. Um, or this could be an aspect of you where you're really taking a very logical approach to love coming in if you're single, or to a relationship if you're coupled. This is taking a mental practical approach to love. And the interesting thing about Queen of Swords is her greatest fear, and this could be male or female, but she's showing up as a queen, that feminine receptive energy, is being alone. And so she's very discerning. She's not at all afraid to assess the situation and gather as much knowledge as she can about a situation. So if you're single and people are coming into your life, it's not a bad thing to really sit there and take a look and investigate what it is about this person you like, what it is that maybe you need to get to know a little bit more. And it could even be like background checks and stuff like that. That's a little paranoid, but I feel like some of you may be willing to do so, especially if you're coming out of situations where you're healing bad relationships from the past, where it seemed amazing and you jumped in and then you went, oh, okay, that didn't turn out so well. Didn't realize this about this person, didn't realize that. But with this Queen of Swords, it's almost like you're in an investigative situation right now. So rushing forward, no, you're just gathering that information. If you're coupled, I think that you do have to watch being authentic. And again, with this truth, speaking your truth is really important. And some of you Leos may be holding back a little bit because maybe there is that fear that you're going to lose someone, that you're going to offend and push someone away. You know within yourself, as this Queen of Swords here, once that decision is made, once you've decided to either bring somebody into your life or cut them out of your life, the decision is made and it's final, and it's very difficult to turn away from. So if you're dealing with this in a coupled relationship, don't let that fear of things being so final and serious. Remember, this is investigation. This is looking into it. This is no decisions being made, no actions being taken. It's really important that you speak your truth to your loved one. They're your partner. They're there to work with you. And it would be a much healthier relationship in being able to speak your truth. So once you take a look at that shadow side of truth being hidden, of how you express your truth, and if you're concerned about anything devious that your partner may be doing, do the investigation. I don't feel like there's anything shady going on in this situation, but it's really important that you do the investigation for yourself so that you can see the truth for yourself. Now, for your money situation, I do have Ace of Cups in reverse. So you may have been eyeing a project, working on a project, and this even could be your personal business or being in a job that you're not necessarily in love with. Something about this has become just drudgery. You just don't love it anymore. You don't feel the passion, the spark, the fire for it that you once did. And so that will affect the stream of money, of material resources coming into you. If there's something you don't like about the situation you're in with your employment, with your money making abilities, shift that. You don't have to stay in it. Speak your truth. If you're given a task at work that either you're not good at, you're bored with, you're not being challenged enough, because Leo, you like a challenge, speak up. Let your employer know that you'd like a greater challenge, that this has become boring and not challenging, and you feel like you're stagnating and not putting your best work ethic, work foot forward. And I feel like that can shift for you, but don't just sit in it. Speak up. Let them know what's going on. Eliminate the things you don't love so you can move on to the things you do. Bring in the things that you do love. Don't settle for menial tasks or for less than what you're worth. If you are considering asking for a raise, don't be shy. Don't fear approaching and asking what you're worth. And there may be a little bit of disconnect there because maybe you have been slipping a little bit. Maybe your job isn't challenging enough. So it would be time to sit down with your employer and say, hey, I'm not feeling challenged enough, not in love with what I'm doing. What can we do to stimulate that environment? And then, of course, bring up the subject of being paid what you're worth. If you're adding extra tasks onto, or extra skill sets onto your career, you obviously, or even more time, you deserve to be compensated for that. So having the courage, again, to speak your truth and put it out there. Don't be afraid. You're not in any risk of losing anything this week, Leo, even though it feels like you may be concerned about that, or you may be afraid of it. This is the week to speak up, speak your truth, ask for what you want, and it will be granted for you. So let's take a look at your inspiration card, tie all these together, and help you get through this week. Inspiration card for Leo. Okay, it's this one. Okay, Leo, you have shift your energy. And I'll try to hold this up where you can see it without glare. I love the artwork on these cards. They're so rich. So shift your energy. And and interesting enough, right underneath that was inner truth. So it's that theme again. It really is time this week, Leo, for you to go inside, see what is your truth, speak it, put it out there. If you can't say it, put it down on paper. Even if it's index cards, say you're asking for a raise or to be moved into an area with your employer that is more compatible with you, that you love, that you're that your passion is inflamed, that you can create more of a comfortable space for you. Shift your energy towards looking at what your inner truth is, and you'll notice that your vibration will raise even higher. If you've been sort of held back, feeling tired, energetically drained at the end of the day, with love relationships, with work relationships, all of those things, taking that time to put it down in writing will raise your vibration, will lift you out of that funk that you've been in. So that's all the information I'm getting for you this week, Leo. Again, I want to thank you for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and like and share if led to. Thank you very much. Many blessings to you. We'll see you next week.